There's an easy way to check if the isolation is good in Adobe Camera Raw. Open all your isolated images at once in the plugin and switch the highlight clipping warning on. You can do it manually by clicking on the inverted triangle in the upper right corner of the histogram or just press O. Now everything that is white will turn red. By white I mean the areas filled with 255 in every channel of RGB. If the background looks white to you but has some other values like 254, it's not white, it's gray. You might not notice a difference that slight, but here in Product Image Reduction we don't judge the images by their looks. Numbers are more important. Among the images I've opened, there's an image that is not isolated properly. Instead of white, the background is filled with light gray color, which is 254. Thanks to the highlights clipping warning switched on, I can easily distinguish the faulty image. On my monitor, it might look white as well as on your monitor, but in fact, there's a rectangle here filled with color that is not white, and its existence ruins the isolation. It's easy to find it if you know how to check, and some people will be able to see it on their monitors too. So there's no way we can say, alright, this is just a harmless rectangle, the background looks white enough. No, during the process of isolation, if everything goes well, the existence of areas, spots or dots of weird color is not tolerable. It means something has gone wrong, and if it has, it must be corrected before the image is seen by anybody else. There's only one color in Photoshop that's called white. It has 255 RGB values. Anything else is gray. Well, gray is a color too, and in some cases some images are isolated on gray instead of white. But it doesn't matter, whatever color you choose, isolation should be perfect. It doesn't matter if you can see it on your monitor or not, because other people will. So, as you retouch images, it's a good idea to check if the isolation is done well or not. There are multiple ways of doing it. First one, as I already shown, is the ACR highlight clipping. You can also use the levels or curves to check if the isolation is fine or not. Just access the levels and drag the leftmost slider as far to the right as possible. By pressing enter, I can apply this change to the image, and if I want to do it once more, I don't have to access levels and move the slider again. I can just press Ctrl-Alt-L and see the last change applied immediately, and then just press escape because I don't need to apply this to the image. And there's also another way to check if isolation is okay, especially good in revealing the small dots which are hard to notice otherwise. It's trimming. Let's see how it works. So this is our object in need of isolation, and the job is done, but there are some black dots there. I'll draw them with a brush. They are really small and you can't see them, especially when the image is zoomed out and its scale is less than 100%. And when we check this image with the levels or ACR, you can't really find these dots, but they are there, we know it. So what I do is just trim the image with the trim command. It takes the color of the top left pixel, which is white, and trims away everything that is white until it encounters something that is not white, like the dots. If the background was perfectly white, it would trim everything except the object, but it did not, and it means that something that is not white is there. And when you know it, you can search for it and remove it from the image.